Hi, this is Steve Schiffman, Cruising Gourmet. We're here in Burma, and welcome. With the opening up of Burma about a year or so ago, tourism jumped from 300,000 people per year to over 1.2 million people per year. As a result, you see traffic, congestion, but more importantly, you see economic growth and buildings. Is the infrastructure, the hotel, the facilities really set for this type of growth?
As a matter of fact, they are at this point in time. We have many competitors who are just located at the doorstep of our property. And I reckon tourism is flourishing at this point in time since Myanmar has opened its doors to the world. And I believe it's going to be a focal destination.
One thing that's important, especially when developing the restaurant, the culinary aspects, is buying local produce, what they have here. Does your chef go shopping? Where do you get your local ingredients?
The local ingredients are basically bought through the farmers. And my chef generally scouts around at the fresh market for fresh produce like the fish, poultry. And we have suppliers from the farmers from the outskirts of Rangoon who come and supply us with the fresh produce. So it is very, very fresh when it comes to the table.
Is most of the food from the south, or you try to import from all over the country?
We try to use as much as possible from the capital itself, which is Yangon. But in cases of any favorite dishes which we require and there's some specials, then we reach out to these other places also.
Do you have a favorite that's served here?
Yes, we have three favorites. As a matter of fact, we call it the butter rice, which is very well selling. It's very Myanmar over here. And the second is green curry with the ladyfinger and chicken and coconut, basically based with coconut milk. And the third one is honey chicken roast, which is also a popular one.
And your favorite?
My favorite is basically butter rice. Butter rice is a mixture of both Indian and Thai, and it is one of the most best-selling.
Now, some places cater to the old British of having tea at 4 o'clock, something like that.
High tea.
A high tea. Do you do that as well here?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we've started it again. We stopped it for a while, and we're starting it again next month. We call it the high tea, between 3 and 5.
An indication of economic growth is not so much what they're building, but look at what they built. Large corporations, large banks, with their massive modern buildings, suddenly overnight. In many ways, Rangoon is a tale of two cities. There's the wealthy area, such as here in Inya Lake, but then again, there's the working class area of Rangoon, where the streets are congested, it's hot, noisy. One of the oldest structures or pagodas in Rangoon was made, get this, in 1790, around the time of the start of the United States and the Constitution. This part of Bagan is historically significant. It's nearly 2,000 years old. It goes back to the beginnings of the faith, for at least the people in Burma. And more importantly than that, it is the national symbolism of Burma. Right now, we're in one location began that is over 800 years old. In fact, you can see they're doing reconstruction. Take a look here of the various stages of reconstruction. They're doing it very carefully because they don't want to destroy what they have after many years of neglect. In fact, if you look here, there's a monument that's stating that this was built, erected in the early 13th century. One of the social mores or cultural sensitivities is when you visit a pagoda or a Buddhist temple, you must be barefooted. That means no socks, no shoes. When you think of Burma, you think of the main city, modern, and you think the countryside as backward or perhaps undeveloped. But yet, when you come here, take a look. They're doing all this pottery by hand, and yet, come on, what do you see here? Solar panels. They are bringing modern technology to Burma, and yet blending it with old technology, the use of the hands. Hi, once again. We're in central part of Burma. And you know what else is so amazing, and you're going to find out later on? It's dry, it's sunny, and it's about 75, 78 degrees. Perfect weather. So come on, let's take a visit as we go on Cruising Gourmet. When visiting Mandalay in Burma, it's important to realize that the language is different, but also the alphabet is different. It's more of a Sanskrit, as you can see on my left. They have a stop sign or do not enter, but you get the idea what it is. And then perhaps you get a warning sign. I don't know what it says, but it looks impressive, does it not? And perhaps the most important sign is this sign. The problem is, as we walk down here, I can't find the sign anymore. Where is the missing, well, you know what? Hello. Do you speak English at all? Do you speak English at all? Okay. Is that the little cat? Ah, a little kitten. Okay, let's take a walk and find that missing toilet. Success, I found a sign where the missing toilet is. Let's go. You see the sign? We're getting close. Come on, let's see what we can do. I smell success. We're on our way. I suppose one has to be flexible on where they use their services. Burma takes its antiquities very seriously. And everyone you go to, you see a sign. For example, the obvious ones. Don't throw rubbish around or inside the monuments. That's a given. Don't eat or cook inside the monument. That's another one. They have things such as, don't sleep by the Buddha, all right? Don't take pictures and video of the Buddha image. Or, and get this one, kicking the Buddha images with your foot. Now, I'm not sure how many people do that, but you can't do it just in case you wanted to do that. Okay, another one. You cannot make a tattoo of a Buddha on yourself. They don't want that either. The first one, don't shout, don't make noise because people are praying. But of course, that's natural, isn't it? Anyway, and we look at the last one, do not touch and rub the mural paintings. You don't want to see if it's real. Common sense. In central Burma, the expression to pig out has a complete different meaning, as we can see. One of the advantages of going to central Burma, in the small towns and villages, is to see the domesticated wildlife. How are you? Oh! Thank you. That's enough.